And also, by the way, I had a question here from Janice who asked, what do those letters mean? You guys got letters after your each of your names. So when you give us your real estate update, just tell me what those letters mean. Like Dylan, what does VIC mean, etc. So let's go right down the line here. Dylan, a quick update. What's happened on the big one for the past 2 weeks?
It's continuing to be the same that it has been for the last 2 months. It's off the charts. I just looked this morning, and in my local market in Kona on the west side, there are 22 homes under $1 million. And there's not that many really less than 800,000, because there's none under 5, there's 3 under 6, but 2 of them are 599, so they're really 6. There's like 5 under 7. I mean, there's the inventory, especially in the more affordable range, is totally gone right now, and everything that's coming on the market is going almost immediately. I wrote a offer sight unseen on a $2 million house yesterday that came on the market yesterday. So people are not wasting time, and they're buying right away. And the people who are asking, should we wait? Is it too hot right now? Those same people were asking that 6 months ago, and you're getting your answers. You should have bought it 6 months ago if you were waiting for things to cool down, because it's not slowing down. And we have a real problem with inventory right now. We're at like historic lows in terms of inventory. So everything that's out there is being bought. And if you're considering selling your house, now is a really good time, because there are lots of buyers out there who are willing to make concessions. It's definitely shifted into a seller's market here on the Big Island for sure. So very busy.
Crazy, man. I mean, those are some crazy numbers. I mean, Kona used to be the Big Island used to be affordable. That's wild. Kevin is been here for a week in my condo, had it for a few years now, trying to decide between living here or buying on the Big Island. Well, Kevin, you're here with the right people. You've got Heidi, who's on Maui, and you got Dylan, who's on the Big Island. You can sell the condo through Heidi, and you can buy the other place through Dylan, and you might even get somebody here who wants to buy and sell. God knows. Scott, what's the market been like on Oahu? Anything new over the past 2 weeks you want to share?
Yeah, actually, I am seeing a new trend. I would describe the market over here as kind of like our surf the past weekend. It's insane, and it's like a once in a decade kind of movement going on here. It's really busy. As I mentioned last show, our inventory levels are for the single family home side are back to where we were in 2007, which was the height of the previous market. We had 10% price appreciation on the single family home side for the year of 2020. So the trend that I'm seeing now is townhouses and condos were a little slower because the migration with COVID was to the single family home side, with interest rates having dropped, into more stay away, get back to a better sanctuary, more open space. That was kind of the natural progression. But because prices are starting to move and the competition has gotten so significant in the single family home side, what I'm now noticing is the townhouse side and the condos are starting to move more, especially in the affordable price points. Once we get off the show, I'm submitting an offer where we're competing with 15 other offers on a townhouse out in Eva Beach. Those prices are up 6% on the townhouses there. What I did dive into, because once I saw those numbers, I'm like, all right, now the condos are starting to move, because they're going to follow the single family homes as they move up, right? That's natural because they appear affordable. I did look at Kaka'ako, which is going to be our higher price point, and those are still not moving as quickly. So you're talking, that $2 million plus, $1.5 million plus condo range. And part of that is because Japan can now travel, the Japanese can travel, but they have to quarantine for 14 days when they go back. So we don't have the Japanese market. Korean market's kind of in the same boat. So we don't have a lot of that foreign influence that we have in Kaka'ako. So the buyer pool for those upper level echelon properties in Kaka'ako is going to be a little slower for a little while here. Same with Waikiki.
Thanks, Scott, for the update. Thanks, Scott. I got your side message on the microphone. Is this a better? Okay, good. Thanks, everybody. I have multiple mics and I got the wrong one, but that's geekiness, and we're not going to talk about geekiness. We're going to talk about Heidi and Maui. What's going on with the market over the past 2 weeks that you want to report on, Heidi? Real estate market.
Well, there is just this velocity in the market right now. I mean, it's just getting busier and busier, and it's this widespread acceptance of remote work and virtual meetings that's giving so many more people freedom to live where they want to live, or travel for part of the year, spend part of the year on Maui, part of the year somewhere else. And it's just, we have this super strong buyer demand. We are starting to see multiple offers on a lot of properties where that wasn't as common before. Our 2020 numbers for both homes and condominium prices were up significantly, and a large part of that was driven by the large number of high-end and luxury sales in 2020. And we see that continuing, and now it's trickling down in some of like the mid-range. Other inventory is just really going faster. So there's still some good values in the market, but I do see those getting absorbed these coming months. And there's certainly no market data to suggest that sellers in the future, are going to accept lower prices. So, if you're waiting for the right time to buy in Maui, I would just ask, what are you waiting for?
It's really funny. I got to tell you guys, we talk about the real estate market every 2 weeks, right? And you guys have dragged me through this. Whether I like it or not, I do like it. It's fun, but you guys have dragged me through these updates every 2 weeks, and pre-COVID and everything. And we were all, I remember very, very clearly, we were telling everybody, hey, if you're looking at getting a house, you need to get here now before the wave comes, because as soon as the COVID thing starts really loosening up, the market's going to tighten up. And that's exactly what has happened. And the market is super tight. So it's been really amazing to kind of watch. And, if we have time, I want to kind of talk about, well, what's the bigger trend here? I think it's kind of what Heidi is talking about. We're entering a new world where more and more people are mobile, remote workers. And I'm curious in the comments, if you consider yourself a remote worker, if you are, would you kind of throw something in the comments, just say, something to the effect of, I'm a remote worker or whatever. I'd like to know how many of you that are watching right now are remote workers or potential remote workers. That would be interesting.
Yeah, real quick. And I think, the three of us have kind of chatted before, and I think they're seeing this as well, is, I know here that fourth quarter really took off for us, and we're seeing that continued momentum carry into January. I don't think it's a coincidence that coincides when the state reopened tourism.
Yeah,